On this week of the Layover Live, we talk Google algorithm updates with SEO expert Paul McLeod. Welcome to week one of the Layover Live, where we bring you the top article from the Layover each week. I'm Jason Swick, Director of Digital Marketing, joined here by SEO expert Paul McLeod. And the article that we've picked this week has to do with an article that came out from WordStream about Google's Fred update. So Paul, why don't you tell everyone about that?
Yeah, Jason, have you ever seen a DMO site that has, big time car ads or personal enhancement pill ads flying across on the homepage?
Not too often.
Okay, so then
if ever.
Yeah, for that reason, I would say DMOs don't need to worry about this one too much. That's the main thing that, as far as anybody can tell, Google has been penalizing with this update. Really aggressive above the fold advertising type things. The other things that it could be about are low quality spammy links from sites that are probably in Russia or Transnistria or something.
Sure.
And that's something that, again, unless you're purposefully going out to get that, you're not going to have a lot. You might have a few that we can scan for and help you get rid of, but not a big deal.
Which most SEO teams should be doing anyways, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And then lastly, thin content, poor quality articles, those kinds of things may also be being penalized here, but we're talking about really bad type of stuff. Not the sort of thing that any self-respecting destination marketer I know of is posting a lot. So really, if you're putting out good content, that seems to be what Google always wants, because they know that's what users want, so do it for this too.
Good point. What about folks even concerned with, I know we haven't seen it very much, but what about folks who have DTN on their website? Is that a concern for them at all?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I guess you could use the DTN technology to kill yourself with this kind of thing, but I've never seen anybody do it.
Either.
It's usually like 3 to 4, 6, maybe very natural inline placements, never just like taking over the whole site. So it's not a big deal.
Really nothing to worry about there. Great.
Yeah.
So all in all, it sounds like this update, although Google updates hundreds of times a year, this is one for us not to worry about. And again, your SEO team should be keeping an eye on this type of thing anyways. So now that we're on the topic of SEO, which is great, we have an excellent question this week from one of our DMOs. Ellen in Charlottesville is asking about duplicate content, another SEO related topic, and more so duplicate content on the blog, right? Questions we get all the time. So she's wondering about duplicate content as it relates to author and tag pages. Is that something to be worried about?
Sure thing. Yeah, so a lot of times when you use an automated tool to scan for problems with your site related to SEO, that can be a really useful tactic for finding what could be an issue, but then you have to apply some critical thinking to it after the fact.
Good point.
And duplicate content is one of these things where you might get flagged because you have the same bits of text being published on the main feed of your blog, on the posts themselves, and then on the posts that are all by a certain author or all under a certain tag. You'll get the same sentence repeated a few times, and a computer might go, whoa, that's duplicate. I wouldn't worry about it in this case because, for one thing, duplicate content isn't in and of itself something that's going to get you penalized unless you just go hog wild.
Sure.
And also it's just one of the sentences from the post, usually a little preview for users to get an idea of what's in there, rather than the whole post being replicated each time. Lastly, I'd point out that just about every blog platform I've ever seen does this exact same thing, including Google's own.
Yes.
Yes. I wouldn't worry about it too much in this case. I can understand why it's concerning, but not really going to hurt you.
Great. So again, in the end, nothing too much to worry about there, but good that you're thinking that way. So thank you, Ellen, so much for that question. Well, that wraps it up for this week. So Paul, thank you for your time.
Sure.
And we'll see you next week.
All right.